Like right now, I know a ton of people actually that spent 8 years in college successfully, 8 years in college, and they don't make $80,000 a year. But if you go to the average hip hop artist and tell them, well, you do this, you can make $80,000 a year, they're like, what? 80,000? Like the average hip hop artist would scoff at $80,000 a year because they're hearing millions. They're hearing. Now, I'm not saying that about anybody in this room because the average hip hop artist in this room, like, I can wait a minute. Exactly. Like, wait a minute. So it's like if you can make 80,000, if you can make 80K just doing music, I'm saying just music, like after taxes, just. I think the average hip hop artist would be happy, but
My name is Sulama Diluma. As a rapper, my stage name is Obscure Jafar. Obscure for the color of my skin, and Jafar means light, light in the heart.
The thing that I get the most frustrated about, like hip hop heads, hip hop fans, hip hop artists, the thing that pisses me off the most is we look to the machine for the answers. Like, you live in an era now where the internet is wide open. Like, nobody in this room technically needs a record deal. You know what I'm saying? And like, you have to become the label for yourself. Like, train yourself to think like they put a Kendrick album out, put my album out. You know what I mean? Like, and it's all about perspective too. Like, and I think that's just life in general. Like, and that really touches with music, and it really touches with hip hop too. Because if you look at it like somebody like Lil Wayne, there might be people who like hate Wayne to death, right? And they don't see the genius behind Wayne. I think Nas is the best writer of our time. My mother does not understand it. It's just gibberish to her. Right. You know what I'm saying? So it's like all about perspective. It's like those kids coming up, like I can't relate to Soulja Boy. I think it's whatever. But there's some type of element in there that they relate to, whether it's wrong or right. You know what I'm saying? Like I related to NWA and they was talking about blowing people's brains out. You know what I mean?
And for me, it's really hard to play this ridiculously dumbed down. It makes me feel dumb listening to it. It really does. But to me, a lot of it, as far as the mainstream goes, the production sounds the same. The MCs aren't saying shit. What kind of message is that to the young kids that's what they're growing up on? All these new MCs that are coming up, no wonder they all sound like Drake and Lil Wayne. Every one of them.
As people are talking about the different levels of selling out or reality. Does that make sense to you? Is that a question you ask where you are?
It's a question that has been hitting almost every hip hop community in my country. What people are discussing, where are we heading to? Is our music going to have relevance? Is hip hop still alive or is hip hop dead? Right? If you play maybe a song from Outkast or maybe Bone Thugs and Harmony back in the days, right, and find relevance to them. Right? But with the music that we're getting today, it's slowly losing relevance. Everybody's singing the same stuff. So you find ultimately there's one or two artists that are making it up, to the top because everybody is doing the same thing, So if there was somebody else who was doing something different, I think they're going to make it. So I think the onus is on us and some of you guys, right, to say, okay, this is what we're seeing not being done right. What is it that we can do right? Because in Africa, it's yearning for new stuff. They're craving for, some good hip hop.
I, for one thing, it's awesome that, like, you guys have the same outlook on music that, like, we do, to the fact that, like, American music, in a sense, it's like some of the ideals that come about it is creating a false, like, security for kids and their expectations for, like, what's really happening and what's really possible and what you really need to do to get there and what's really cool and all this other stuff.
I stay true to myself in the fact that I'm like, look, this is what I support because this is what I know to be real. Like, I'm not gonna sit up here and go get this guy a CD that's talking about a Lamborghini who's never driven it. Most people can't. You know what I'm saying? It's like you don't even know the country of origin for a Lamborghini, and you're gonna tell me that this is all you drive all day long, and I'm just like, that's not real. You know what I'm saying? So
it's hard for somebody to be an artist in this day and age where being an artist in '96 meant that you just had to appeal to everybody that was at your community or everybody that you interacted with. Today, an average 18-year-old kid that's watching rap videos all day long is thinking to himself, I need to go viral.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So they're automatically assuming I have to do something that catches a lot of people's attention, and they just throw something up on YouTube, and they just want it to impact the mass, as many people as possible. Because if they can do that, then that'll make them feel like they're actually accomplishing something.
But it all starts as a communication tool for the have-nots or the people in that neighborhood. That's where it started, right? But once it's a formula for what people like and what people are paid for, everybody from rock and roll, like if you look at rock and roll in the 80s, that was glitter coming out of their shoes and shit like that. If you look at, like everything, once they find a formula for it, it turns into, we gotta have this song, this song, this song. If you don't got that, go back in there and give me a song about that, not about your life or your experience. We want something that's so digestible that people they won't think too hard, and we won't set these people off.
But the most important is the message.
Yeah.
Yes. People feel so sad because life is too hard. Sorry if I'm singing bad. The most important is the message. We are writing because people live in ignorance. We are fighting because too many people live in poverty. The message is very important. Yes.
Ever been or ever will be one more extra exceptional than this MC. So how could you question if you're screwing up the beat? Rap is a wet dream, yeah, I could do it in my sleep. Sorry to crash your party and be rude.